which
Right.
brings me to one of your investigations that you did at a local park here in the Tampa Bay area, the Felipe Park over in Safety Harbor.
Philippi. It's Odette Philippi.
Philippi.
Yeah.
And how, and this is a good example of there's no structure there as far as buildings, but there is the large mound
Right.
there. And I know that when you did the investigation there, that you went in as blind as possible without any research, and you actually had some experiences. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah. I was with a couple other people in the group that are sensitive, so it wasn't just me that picked stuff up. But as we'll see, I can correlate mine. We went in, we were having a picnic. It was just, we were doing a team meeting, and then we thought we'd do a walk through the park. It's beautiful. It has history there. And so we had lunch. We went up to the mound that's there. It's a Native American mound, and I didn't know anything about them. I hadn't done any research. And got some information there. Most of the mounds around are spoils mounds. A lot of the mounds here are spoils mounds. They're not ceremonial mounds.
And what is the difference?
Well, from their leftover, from their shells and stuff from cooking and making houses and things like that, they would mound. Ceremonial mounds were done for specific purposes, whether it be meeting place for their chief to address the rest of them. And that's what I saw. I saw him looking down. Although the mound's not complete, from what I understand, there was a storm and some of that mound is gone. But I saw him looking down, and I felt him. And I said to them, he feels big, And that's not what I thought Native Americans in Florida would be. I thought they would be small people. But he felt tall and big. And I can only say that sometimes when I feel them, I can feel stature and pain. Unfortunately, one of my things is I feel pain. I pick up pain. But I saw him looking over the edge of the mound, and I saw him addressing people. And I saw their hair. I saw how they were dressed, and they were all men. The women were standing back a little further, but they were involved. But the people that were standing around the base of the mound were men. So that's what I saw at first. And I'm like, okay, this is residual. I don't pick up a lot. The rest of the people with me, that one of our ladies that's very, very good, she actually picked up on a Spaniard being kept there. Didn't know that was true. That he was very thin and very ill and had been with them for a while and treated badly. And I think she picked up his last moments there. And so when we went back, we actually found some documentation saying that there were 3 Spaniards that were killed by this chief there. And so that was interesting to see that, hey, yeah, I mean, she might know more than I do. I'm from Ohio. I don't know a lot about Florida history, but I'm learning. And as we're walking down off the mound, the really heavy experience for me was halfway down the hill, I started having severe pain. Now, I have this pain with gunshot wounds. I hate it, but my head felt like it was exploding. And I know that pain, but I also have had migraines before, so I kind of blew it off. But the further down the hill and closer to the riverside, because we were going to walk along the bay there, the harbor,
right.
And the closer we would get, the worse it got. And when we were walking along, I had to stop at this spot, and I put my head down. I told the girl that was working with me, the lady, my co-investigator, that was walking with me, my head is going to explode, something's going on. And I got to one spot as we were going along, and I had to put my head down on the rail, and I was just like, oh my God, I can't go any further. Well, where I stopped, unfortunately, I was picking up, I believe, the man that was sitting there shot himself, and it was had a lot to do with the St. Pete Pier. And there was some misappropriation, I'm not going to accuse anybody of anything, but I believe that he was in trouble for finances. And I felt him, and it was terrible. It was, a lot of pain, and I couldn't stand it. I had to get away. I couldn't stand next to it, and where I stopped is where this occurred.
Okay, so down near the waterfront area.
Yeah.
Am I right? Okay. Now, you said that you felt him, but you saw the Native American. Am I correct there?
Right. Right. Yeah. I didn't see
Okay.
him, but I got the gunshot. And because it's the same pain from gunshots I've had before, it's exactly the same kind of pain when they shoot themselves in the head. This sounds graphic, but I get it, unfortunately. You know, it was the same pain.
Okay. So does that mean that that gentleman is a residual spirit? Is he still there? Do you have any guesses on what that means when you feel that?
I would say there was no interaction. So if I were a family member listening to this, I wouldn't be upset. What it could be is, you know, when there's that much energy left off, he was obviously distraught. And that moment, that amount of energy that somebody is letting off sometimes imprints. And if you are there, you will see that it's a stone wall and stone benches, kind of like the stone tape theory. I don't know, my opinion. And I believe probably that energy, that second, was captured.
Hi everyone, Steve here. Thanks for watching that clip. I wanted to remind you that if you become a Patreon supporter of Phantom History, the podcast, you will have access to bonus content. I also wanted to remind you that there's a newsletter that you can sign up for where we will let you know when bonus content drops and when there's a new episode available. Do you have a story idea or an experience you'd like to share with me? Let me know through the website and maybe we'll connect.